Fine, and you?
Yeah, good. Thanks very much. So,
Yes.
I think the format of tonight is that the whole format of these discussions actually started as two grumpy old men sort of sitting in the corner of a pub. That was the sort of ethos behind it.
Yeah. Some grumpier than others.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Probably I sort of outstrip on the grumpiness, especially when it comes to starting sentences with "so" or 4x4s or people driving down the middle lane of the motorway. Those are
So
probably
I met with.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. Or I'll send you an invite. That's the other
Yes.
one.
Yes. So we decided it was too male and middle-aged, wasn't it? And we needed to water it down.
That's pretty much where we got to. So,
or not water it down, but enhance it.
Or water it down,
whichever. Or water it down, yeah.
Yeah, whichever. But could I just point out where this session is going? Is you and I will both be wrong before we even started.
Well, do you know, in my and we're going to bring two people on in a minute, but I'm not going to leave it to they can't answer back at the moment because they're in the dark room, in the green room. But it was in my best man speech at my brother-in-law's wedding. It was a apologise to your friends if you're wrong, but apologise to your wife even if you're right. So that was.
Absolutely.
Right. So we've got two willing volunteers to join us tonight in our little chat, and we'll bring them on. So we've got Kath Aldred and Debbie Black. Hey, Dan Marshall, how you doing? So what do we know about these two? So Debbie, she's known to talk a lot, and Kath is the Lara Croft of LinkedIn. So welcome, Debbie. Welcome, Kath. How are you doing?
Good evening.
Good, thank you. Good. Hi.
So this is a bit of a boys versus girls one, isn't it? So you're gonna tell us all the bad thing that us boys do, and we're gonna defend ourselves, and vice versa. Is that right?
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let's put this in perspective. We've only got half an hour. Should we just go with all the good things about men?
Because you've only got half an hour. Is that why?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we want to keep things in perspective. I'm just assuming, because you'll be taking, I would like to think, an unbiased point of view. But
of course.
I don't really think that's going to happen. I just thought that the good list would be significantly shorter than the bad list. You could prove me wrong.
Indeed.
We're just here for a bit of balance, are we not?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but I'm gonna start off with the first one. Is how come women can't reverse trailers?
Well, are you not generalising there, Matt? Is there not a better generalisation going on?
Wait a little bit. I watched Jeremy Clarkson's Farm, and teaching people to reverse trailers is very, very difficult.
I don't know if it's that we can't, but I don't want to. I mean, have you seen a guy reversing a trailer? They just sit there, and it's just a whole lot of swearing. It's like bringing out the worst in yourself. Why would you want that?
Well, it's. I've had to reverse a few, but I do it all the time because we've got.
But you do swear, don't you, Matt?
Not really. No. I'm learning. I'm learning them, learning the words. Anyway, so what? Tell us about yourselves. Tell us what annoys you, etc., etc.
Do you want to go first, Kath?
I can do. I think this is a very recent example. So people that know me know that I climb a lot, and it's always funny when you go down to the local climbing wall. So I'm there with my 16-year-old daughter who can easily climb better than me. I mean, that's a given, power to weight ratio and all that. But we have this guy come up and he's like, "Oh, do you want some help? Are you working on this color? Because most climbing walls will have different colors and that's like different grades." And he's like, "Oh, you're trying to do this yellow." And I just looked at him and I thought, you're just making an assumption her height and size. She can probably burn you off. So it's just like, there's always some guy at the climbing wall. It's like, "Oh, I can help you with that." And it's just like, we can work it out ourselves. Not all the time, but sometimes.
We don't always need constant supervision, do we? We're able to kind of ascertain
That's right.
ourselves that maybe we could just possibly do the one that's a little bit harder or harder than that as well. Not
That's right.
necessarily start right at the bottom.
Yep.
Being and Peter will be the same here. Being the father of 2 daughters, yes, you get that one. I'm not even going to defend that one.
No, it would be hard to defend that one. My wife does say that, you know, when she goes and used to put air in the tires of the car, that men used to come up and say, "Can I help you with that?" And being gentlemanly conduct, I think, is probably the better way of putting it. But she says she now says now that she's older, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, it just says doesn't happen now. Daughters get the attention, etc. So it's but not hers. So she feels well, if she needs the air putting in the tires now of the car, take a daughter, get the daughter to go out, then a man will appear to help. Genius.
Well, yeah, exactly. That to me sounds quite clever, because that saves her ruining her outfit.
Yeah,
So that's kind of utilising the resources that are available in the correct way, possibly.
But I challenge back about women not needing constant supervision. Why is it women can't stack a dishwasher properly?
Maybe it's because we don't want to, similar to what Cass said earlier, because we're always being corrected. So we just save time and think, well, if we don't do it properly anyway in the first place, then they'll do the dishwasher for us.
Right, okay, yeah, all right. So we're quite happy then just to operate the dishwasher with 2 cups and 4 plates in it, and then that's full. So we'll just leave it as it is. Genius idea.
I was going to be changing a light bulb.
It keeps the kitchen tidy though. So surely the dishwasher is another space where you can store things. So you just, rather than having it clutter up the sides, you can just put them into the dishwasher and then they're out of sight.
Yeah, you could do that, but you can get an awful lot more in it if you stack it properly.
Who says that your way is the right way though? Maybe our way is the right way.
Could be.
John brings up a good one, but before we go any further, I just want to make the point: man flu is a real thing.
Oh no.
It is. Man flu is a real thing, and there is a particular virus called bird flu as well, which clearly men don't suffer from.
That's the thing, though, is that when men do get ill, you can't do anything, like absolutely nothing. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a genius advert a few years ago from a particular chemist of a woman walking down the high street, and she bumped into her friend, and they said, "Oh, how are you? What are you up to?" And she said, "Oh, I've got to sort out Johnny's uniform. I've got to do this pack lunch. I've got to do this. I've got a work presentation tomorrow." And then she's sneezing as she's speaking. And then they went, "Oh, how's the husband?" She went, "Oh, he's inside. He's not very well." And she's running around doing all these jobs. Well, I thought the person that did that marketing campaign is absolutely spot on.
Very sexist, that. It's dreadful.
Yeah.
Dreadful.
Well, we're just protecting the rest of the world from our disease, our illness, rather than spreading it around. I've never suffered from man flu, by the way. So Kath, what ails you?
Debbie's turn.
Yeah, that's what ails me is when men forget what's been said before. That's what ails me.
I'm with you on that. Yep.
Just evidence is just rewind 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yes. That's, as we were just saying earlier, is the typical female approach to any argument. You said 6 months ago. Absolutely.
We have to try and remember everything that's happened. Otherwise, it would all just get lost in the ether. So if we don't sort of say, "Well, remember, we did agree to do that. We did agree to go to that place." Otherwise, things would never happen. That's why we need to remember.
Okay.
Multitasking is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
As long as you believe that, that's great.
Yes.
It's like man flu.
I can open a bag of crisps whilst drinking a pint of beer. That's multitasking.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what more do you need in life?
Yes. And what is it about lists?
Who put that
Peter
up?
was saying his list for everything, but whenever I've got any free time, a list appears.
I think that's humans.
Yeah. I think it's just to make sure we get everything done that we want to get done.
I know we're not making a very good argument here, Peter, are we?
No, no, not really.
It's pretty rubbish.
Maybe you'll just do that, shall I?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
It's much better. Now we can say anything we like now.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah. The power is in my hands.
I have to say that there's things. So women and parallel parking is never a great combination, is it?
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I do have a weak side, but it's not that I can't do it.
So in how many attempts does it take you to get the car into it?
So I drive a Mini. It's usually one.
I drive a Mini. That's why we're on one attempt for parking.
Yeah.
And what about matters mechanical to do with the car? You know where to check the oil and the water and the battery and.
Yeah, that's really not a great argument. I grew up with 2 older brothers, 3 male cousins.
I know, Kathy, you don't. So you shouldn't ask that question.
And our fun weekends were going away on the dune buggies. So yeah.
You got very defensive there about that. I was just asking an open question about it. You know, I was going to offer in a gentlemanly manner to help. But oh no, immediately defensive.
Yeah.
One thing I don't understand is handbags. More than one.
I'm surprised about that, Matt, because you were in the RAF. You would know all about handbags.
Ooh, right. Okay. Oh, we'll stick him off then.
Is that in terms of why we have them or why we use them?
Well, not necessarily why you use them or why you have them, but why so many of the same design in different colours?
To go with an outfit. It's not a very good argument, but
I'm not a very good one for this because I have very few and I wrote this down actually before we came on. My husband feels left out when he's on a work call in a meeting and all the guys start complaining about their wives and their handbags and their shoes that they have to match. And he's like, why don't you have shoes and handbags that match? All you have is outdoor jackets and trainers. I'm like, oh.
Do they match though, Kath?
They have to be for a certain weather type.
The match for weather.
Yeah.
So it's like a different purpose. It's a different purpose of matching then.
It is the same thing. I just do it a little differently, you know.
Yeah. And guys always have to have, like, you have your sportswear, you have, things that you like to collect. What are your hobbies, Matt? What do you get up to outside of work?
Driving my daughters around. And my son to events. Yeah, I'm just Dad's Uber nowadays. I used to do windsurfing and water sports, but no, it's now mucking out ponies and Dad's Uber. So do
you have a collection of those? Do both of you have a collection of those in car, the hot cups that go in the car with you, the travel cups?
No, I've got one.
No.
I've seen if I have.
I'm quite surprised.
I've got the most ultimate.
Absolutely on principle, I don't have one. It's bordering on my sort of one of my things to do with shit days out, which I've done some posts on, and thermal cups and people who walk around shops with a thermal cup with coffee. Yeah. You don't need to drink constantly while you're moving. Your body's designed to go for hours without drinking.
It's like a fashion accessory sometimes, isn't it? People just walking down the street.
Yeah,
with their cup in their hand.
Yeah. I must say I've got a brilliant thermos one. It's not for that. It's actually a flip top flask thingy, but it is for keeping because I go on long car journeys sometimes. But it is very good. But I don't understand why they walk down the streets and they don't match their handbags.
No. or even a coat or shoes.
Well, I think I am one that is guilty of having the matching handbag and the matching shoes, but in my defense, I try and I don't have it for, I have one that does many outfits, if that makes sense. So it's not like I've got multitudes of handbags and multitudes of shoes. I do have quite a few shoes actually, but they're not.
Moving on.
Just practical, Debbie. That's what it is. You can mix and match.
Exactly. Yeah. Mix and match it up. That's what I like to do.
What is it that you have the men in your lives for that you find them useful? That say, well, they're useful for doing this, or they're better at doing this than I am.
Oh gosh.
It's a
Well, I'm really glad I asked that.
Yeah.
Really,
No, I was going to say it sounds very stereotypical though, but Phil is very good at sort of DIY type stuff. He just enjoys it as well. So that sounds very stereotypical though. So that's not very supportive of girls versus boys. But it's not about knowing what each of your strengths is and playing to your strengths as well. There is a bit of that as well that goes on.
You've been very sensible, Debbie.
We're not allowed
Reflecting polarizing arguments.
Don't all enjoy DIY.
Support them. No, I don't think everybody does, but yeah, if you do enjoy it, then that's great. No, that's fair enough. My one though is about when sports on the telly. I don't understand why all the shouting has to happen when you can't actually make a difference.
It's a tribal thing. Tribal. Get behind your team. Yeah, absolutely.
In this house, it's very recent, so to me, it's just like, what is going on? Why has this started?
It's like a frustration, isn't it? I mean, that to me then makes it feel, again, what you're saying, how can you be enjoying the sport so much if you're getting so wound up and so angry at what's happening actually in front of you on the television?
Do you not get passionate about things then?
Yes, but not to the point of shouting and
it's
a
not
different level.
Yeah, don't get angry. It's just like, oh, that's a shame.
I actually agree with you on that. And one thing, and I'm slightly going off topic a little bit, is wearing football shirts at a football match, as if the same as they're wearing on the pitch, as if someone's going to come up and say, "Oh, we're short of a player. Can you come and join us?" But it's I just don't get that, especially when they cost 70 or quid.
Man's fantasy.
Yeah.
So all that sort of tribal thing about belonging to a group or setting yourselves apart, isn't it? That's what that's all about.
Yeah.
Is that why you have to have the names on the back as well then? Is that why you have to have the player name?
I have to say I don't understand that bit.
No.
I'd have Messi on the back of mine because I am.
Yeah. I would have fuckwits on the back of mine because I am. Oh.
That's a new word I've learned tonight.
That's a very old army phrase.
I don't know if you two are the same as well, but when you're kind of in the bathroom and you're both sort of clean shaven in your bathroom and you leave all of the kind of, when you've hadn't used your razor or whatever, and all the hairs are all around the sink. What's that about? I mean, where are they going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, wash the sink and clean it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking to the wrong people.
Discipline. Yeah.
Must be just down in there,
Debbie. No, Peter shaves in the field, and I go and get someone else to do it for me. Is that right?
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm there with my mess tin.
Yeah. And what about socks? Do you take your socks off as soon as you come in? Well, not even as soon as you come in. Like literally wherever you sat, the next day your socks will just still be there.
No.
Wherever you sat.
Have you seen the posting about the magic coffee table?
The magic what? Sorry.
Look up on YouTube the magic coffee table.
Okay.
There you go. It will answer many things.
About socks.
Yes. and lots of other things. And interestingly enough, it was an Australian post. The magic coffee table. YouTube, and I think you might get it on LinkedIn as well. You might see it. Let me know when you've seen it. But
Magic coffee table. Watch that one.
It's not real. That's the thing. What's Simon coming with? Local vicar once represented the England under-19 cricket team because he turned up to watch wearing the right shirt.
Yeah.
That sounds like a result for the
That's
local
really
vicar.
You probably dined out on that one for years.
Yes, yeah.
That is a claim to fame.
That is.
Thanks for doing that.
Right, I think Kath's going to prove me wrong on this assumption now, having talked about this, but I have a belief that probably the majority of women aren't particularly mechanically minded. So I've got a little challenge for you. We'll all do it together. So we're not stumbling around. Ready?
Probably won't know anything else.
Pen and paper.
Pen and paper, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Matt, pen and paper. Pen and paper here.
Kath, I'm relying on you already, by the way.
Okay. In 10 seconds,
Yeah.
I want you to draw a working bicycle. Starting now.
A working bicycle.
Yeah. Time's up. Oh, look at you cheating, both of you.
I'm sorry. You say time's done?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Gone deaf.
This is a. Are you saying time's done? Can you just repeat that, please?
Take time. Don't worry about it. You just download it off the internet. Just so you
It's the women's time. Mine's quite small,
just-
actually.
and women.
Mine did mine about 10 seconds. You can't. Can you see it?
Yeah. How are you going to steer that? It's
There.
It's good.
See? There, that's the handles. That's bar handles. That's the seat.
But it's
And that's
not,
bar handles.
this is my point. It's not connected to the wheel.
It is there.
Yeah, I can see it.
There's not any stretch. Come on, Kath. Let's see yours. In fact, no, go on. There's a working bicycle.
Oh, you did that earlier.
Oh, for goodness sake. There's no.
Where is that? Is that there?
Oh, Kath, yours is good.
It's closer, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, Kath's is very good.
I'm not quite sure what the triangle in the middle is.
Right, what's Matt's look like?
I'm an engineer.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wowzers.
Ah,
It doesn't work though because it's not got spokes on it.
Ah,
there
there
you
you go.
go.
That means 50% of the men and 50% of the women didn't meet your criteria, Peter.
It's actually a test in psychology, and apparently it is into the 80 or 90% of women given 10 seconds can't draw a working bicycle.
Wow.
It's just one of those. It's just,
Those things.
yeah, one of those things.
What about for the reverse for men then? What can't men draw?
Flowers. I don't know. Didn't read that bit of the book.
Men can probably do a lot.
I did read though. I don't know if it's the same sort of thing about crash test dummies. So obviously the crash test dummies
Yes.
were built
I've heard about
with
that.
the male specification in mind and not with the females.
Well, it's funny you say that because I went to my daughter's graduation at Manchester University, and there was a female professor who was being given an honorary whatever it was there, and she had published a book about how data is skewed towards men rather than women.
Yeah.
And they talked about crash tests, but then they talked about drug testing and how, for example, all the COVID vaccination tests had been done on men and not on women, etc. And she's published a book on it that my daughter and wife have read. I haven't.
Yeah.
But it was quite interesting that she had actually done this whole piece of work and published on it and had been recognised for it.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
When you think about it, see, we are the nurturers of the world, aren't we? That kind of bring in the next generations.
Indeed.
So, we are. I don't think that'll ever change. It's one of the things that we can do that men can't do.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
If you think about that, then really there should be a bit more fair in terms of what they're testing on.
Absolutely.
So that seems a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They do say that the most successful children have a mother that is very engaging in not homeschooling, but helping teach at school, at home, homework, and supporting with homework.
And it's one of the things that I was a governor at a school for a number of years, and when I went and did the training and everything to do it, they said the single biggest determining factor in the performance of a child at school is the engagement with the parents. So they can go to school all you like and teach them all you like at school, but their performance, the biggest skew in the performance is the engagement with the parents. So parents who are engaged in homework and promoting sport, etc.,
Yeah.
Is the single biggest determinant.
That's because I'm thinking, Simon. My brain is clicking in the background.
And Simon's thinking, I must be wrong.
It goes along the same criteria as fine, doesn't it? How are you? Fine.
Fine,
Yeah.
yes. And don't buy me a Christmas present. That is false.
Yeah, I don't want anything for my birthday.
I don't want anything for my birthday. It's a lie. It's a lie, because if you don't, woe betide you.
Absolutely. Yes. Next birthday can't come round fast enough.
Can I say that's very interesting again, what you were talking about there, Peter, with the kids and the engaged parents. I think the last few weeks I've been helping out. We've been taking primary school age kids, so from like P4 up to P7, that are from a very tough demographic in terms of geographical area, and probably not the easiest home lives that these kids have got. And we're taking them out, doing some outdoor well-being and education in the forests and things like that. And that is actually very interesting what you're saying. I mean, just even little things that these kids can or can't do, or how engaged they are. You can see it with some kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they need that stability.
But that's definitely gone off topic.
Yeah.
We are drawing rapidly to a close. That half an hour went rather quickly. So can we draw any conclusions from this?
Well, men are better. No. We're very good at drawing bicycles.
There's a place for men, there's a place for women.
Absolutely.
I would definitely
there's
agree.
An essential harmony. Where would you put men, Kath? You said there's a place. Yes. Interesting. Superb. No, I definitely say we can't do without one another. So, bring that to a nice little.
It would certainly make procreation very difficult.
Yes, and reversing trailers.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
the dishwasher. Don't forget the dishwasher.
Yeah, inflating tires.
Spiders.
I get all the spiders in our house. That's my job.
Okay, moving on. Right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much for everybody that interacted. And we'll let you get on with your evenings. And thank you very much, Kath and Debbie, for joining us and enhancing this grumpy old man's corner.
Absolutely.
All right.
Very grateful
Good night, everybody.
for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
very much, everybody. Cheers, everyone. Bye.